First, let me say hello to Earl.
Hello, Earl.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Earl. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing good.
Good.
Very
We're
happy
glad to have you. We got Laborio with us today. Say hello.
Good afternoon there, Mike.
Hello.
Hello, man. We got Hello. Look, and we have a guest here today.
Special guest that we know a long time. Scotty is here today. He's representing Premier Plumbing and Heating Corporation. He's a specialist. He walks around with his hands up in the air.
Scotty, why don't you say a word? Why don't you say hello to everybody?
Hello.
All right.
Yeah, he's got the tone. He's got the tone.
Very good.
Uh-oh, Mike, you're going to get fined because your phone is going
No, it's not
off.
my phone this time.
That's a $10 fine.
Okay, today what are we going to talk about, gentlemen, around the booth? That's it. We're going to be talking about plumbing, heating, specifically radiant heat today, and what goes into your building frame at this point that we've framed up, and we've got the AC in from last week.
Do you know why we're doing this?
It's very cold out, Mike,
It's
isn't
getting
it?
colder. That's why, Lee. So we brought somebody in who does this for a living, more than once a week also.
That's right, and we'd appreciate your calls today. So, and we're going to go through the magic hat items because last week we did give away a couple of pieces of
and they called us, and
equipment.
they're very happy with
They're
those
very
hat
happy
items.
with it. And again, we want to thank the folks out there who've called us for some estimates. We had 2 calls last week, and Earl's been out there throwing some paper around to people and getting them some estimates for some jobs. And today, our magic question for the magic hat item.
What's the question, Lee?
The question today, since we're dealing with plumbing, okay, is going to be where was the first sewer district created in the United States of America?
Sewer district in America.
That's right.
The number one.
Where does it flow? Where did it flow?
Earl's got a hand
Earl's
up.
over there.
What's Earl say?
Shinola, Ohio.
I know.
Ohio.
Just across from Lee's backyard.
That's right. Not really the place we were thinking of,
No,
Earl, but
no.
doesn't mean. And for those folks who have the answer today, you have an hour to come up with that. So get on your computers, drop your cup of coffee, and call us in. We have the Sony Microvolt 4 gigabyte
Traveling
drive, Mike, a
Ooh, I
flash
like that.
drive.
I wish I
drive.
could call in myself.
Nice. And for the first caller with any
Fancy.
questions, we have today the Sony Handycam. We're giving away the
You're really giving that away?
Digital 8. No, it just says Video 8 CCD F34. 651-1110. Plumbing is the topic. Scotty, why don't you tell us a little bit about how we get started in a new construction or an addition to start?
Let's
Where
say
do we
have a
start?
customer who's now in need of a heating system. What options do you give them, and how would you normally give choices?
Well, first thing you do is you start by sitting down with the homeowner and trying to find out exactly what they need and why they need it. After you sit down and you find out what kind of a gas system you have or an oil system you have, then you can start approaching how you're going to deliver the heat to the house.
Right.
There's forced air, which is a an older technology, but still used in a lot of homes today.
A lot of homes.
There's hot water heat, which includes baseboard. But today's real solution for most new construction and renovation would be the comfort of radiant heat.
What is radiant heat?
Very nice.
Well, radiant heat is either applied underfloor, in slab, which would be a high mass application, or on floor, in mass, which would be a mud application over radiant.
So radiant is, how is it applied, though? What is it? Is it a tube?
It is
Well, hold
it
on.
is
Let's
an
stop for a
extruded-
minute. For the folks that maybe don't know, the different masses. So mass being concrete, and when we talk about high mass versus the mud job. So just explain that briefly for the folks.
Well, a high mass application would be an in slab, which would be a 4-inch poured concrete slab. The reason that we call it a high mass application is because you're using that 4 inches of concrete throughout the slab to radiate heat into the space. A low mass or a lower mass application would be a mud job or something what we would call Portland over floor, where we would staple down the radiant tube and then wind up pulling mud over the tubing.
A lightweight concrete.
Yes,
a gypcrete.
an on-site kind of fabrication, as opposed to when we're doing a high-mass application, we generally have trucked-in concrete. We also have low-mass applications, which are underfloor, where we staple up the radiant tube to the subflooring, and we're able to deliver radiant heat not only through low-mass applications like concrete or tile, but also underneath hardwoods.
Really?
Generally, we run a lower temperature when we're running a hardwood application, because that hardwood application, we're worried about cupping or buckling of the floors if we're running too high a temperature. So it's very important that we get hardwoods that are low in moisture content, which can be tested by your supplier, and we know that we're running a very low temperature application so that we're not going to have any future buckling or splitting.
What maintain of temperature would you keep it at?
Every temperature,
I mean, now I'm interested in that wood application because that's something
Well,
new and different.
every application is different in so much as you either have a 10-foot ceiling, maybe you have an 8-foot ceiling, maybe you have a 40 by 40 room, maybe you have a 20 by 20 room. But for the most part, what we're trying to do is calculate our heat loss. And by doing so, we're going to use an outdoor reset, which is going to vary our temperatures depending on the temperature outside and the day. You no longer have to have a straight temperature that you're going to use consistently.
Like a thermostat control?
Well,
An exterior sensor.
exactly. In other words, we have what's called outdoor resets. What they do is they tell a smart, high-efficiency boiler today what temperature to burn at based on the outdoor heat loss. Instead of worrying about what the thermostat is saying in the space, our boilers are now smart enough to spool themselves up to get hot before the outdoor temperature affects the indoor living act.
That's pretty intelligent.
In other words, what we're trying to do today is to only replace the heat that we feel is being lost to temperature outside, instead of our old technology furnaces and boilers, which actually turn on and burn from 140 degrees to, say, 200 degrees.
Yes.
Okay, even if you need 1 degree inside the space.
Yeah.
Now, what we're trying to do today is to have a modulating type of boiler or furnace system that basically only energizes itself to replace the heat loss that's needed in the space.
It's more efficient. You're saving
High
energy and fuel,
efficiency.
yeah.
Very high
Extremely
efficiency.
high efficient.
Intelligent.
Yeah.
And
It orders dinner for you sometimes, right,
Yeah.
Earl?
Well, takeout.
Takeout, right? It calls in for takeout,
Chinese.
depending on the temperature outside. And
So actually, the demand
Pretty cool.
to turn
Very
on the
nice.
system isn't that strong.
No, most of the time with the newer systems that we're running, we're finding that our modulating boilers are running anywhere between 100 and, say, 125 or 130 degrees.
That's a big difference.
And they will, in fact, get hotter as the winter progresses. Only when we need them to use more energy are we going to ask them to use more energy.
Right.
And the bottom line is we're finding savings between 25 and 40% on our energy bills.
That's a big difference.
Wow.
It's tremendous technology. It's hard for the novice or for most plumbing and heating contractors to really grasp the new idea of what we're trying to achieve. But in the end, the government in the United States is going to eventually outlaw all open combustion units for safety reasons and because they are energy pigs, and we need to get rid of them.
So Scott, since you do this on a regular basis, I think we should tell people what your phone number is out there and how to reach you when they are considering possibly upgrading or changing their systems.
I could be reached at 1-845-357-8432. That is a direct office number.
Oh, good.
And I can be reached at any time. And what we do is we try to intelligently discuss energy use and why it is important for anyone doing a new renovation or doing an addition or purchasing a new home to seriously consider high-efficiency heating solutions.
And that's why you come so highly recommended by American Design and Build.
Exactly.
As a team member. When
Exactly.
we have a heating concern, we bring in Scott, and he sits with the customer and explains it all to him.
That's right.
And that's the way it's got to work. He's a teammate.
Knowledge is the most
welcome back to the ABCs of Home Improvements. Laborio Durario, your friendly neighborhood architect here, with special guest Scott from Premier Plumbing. He's here with all the information you need for plumbing, and we're hoping to hear from some of you folks out there. 651-1110. Give us a call with your plumbing questions. Today's the opportunity to get all the free information you want without even lifting up a finger.
Just pick up the phone.
That's it. Just talk to the phone these days. You don't even have to pick it up. It responds to your voice and say, ABCs of home improvement. You should have that number plugged in
Speed
there by
dial,
now.
that's right.
Earl, what's going on over there in your corner over the
Well,
studio?
I'd just like to say thank you to you guys. It's been a great experience. I will be retiring after this show.
No, really?
You too busy, Earl? What's going on?
Earl, what's happening?
Well, it's just
Oh,
time to
man.
go. You know, the mountains in Northern California are calling me.
Oh, nice. So you're going surfing.
Yeah. Samoa County.
Samoa.
Very nice. And so who will be replacing you, Earl? Do you have a replacement ready to come in your spot over there?
Well, I don't know. That's up to you guys.
Okay, we'll have to figure something out.
I'm looking at a 401k cashing
Nice.
out.
You're done. That's it. Well, you did a good job. We appreciate you. I know American Design and Build is going to be sad to see you go. One of the #1 sales guys out there working for American Design and Build. And any of you folks that we're working with, Earl, will be picking it up with the, I guess, the newcomer coming in next week. We'll see who we have coming in.
We'll bring somebody.
We'll
up
have
for that
to. We'll have to get somebody in line there. Okay, so Scotty, let's get back to the plumbing.
All
Let's
right.
see how the plumbing's going.
I like this idea of the new system, though. That's amazing how you maintain a low heat, you get a higher efficiency out of it, and you can use this radiant type of idea.
Well, Radiant's been in the United States now for quite some time. In Europe, they've been using it for centuries. Actually, the first Roman aqueducts that used to create heat by burning fires down below slabs of marble was a type of radiant heat, because the fires that they created in the basements actually warmed the marble floors and created heat for the Romans years ago.
Nice.
What we're doing now today is we're trying to deliver heat as close to the temperature of the human body as possible. And by doing so, what we're creating is a warm, uniform heat that allows us to turn the thermostats down.
I enjoy Roman heat, Scotty.
Well,
That's
I
the
know-
best.
Again,
Roman heat is the best.
Scotty brought it up and he shouldn't open the door, but those Romans had a lot of things figured out.
Lee's kicking it down now. Next thing you know, we'll be in the Caribbean.
That's right. We're going to be following Earl to California first,
Oh,
though.
no. Earl's got California all locked up to himself. He's going to be smoking in the
That's it.
hills.
He's done. He's done out there.
It's the grapes I'm worried
Well,
about, though.
So the radiant heat thing has been around. It's a historic. It has historic preferences.
It's not the form of radiant heat that we're doing today, but it is just goes to show you that even years ago, the Chinese and the Romans, the ancient Romans, actually had the right idea for delivering heat at a proper temperature, and that's what we're trying to do today with these higher efficiency systems. What we're not looking to do is allow for the unspent flue gas to leave the combustion chamber of these higher efficiency boilers. In other words, we're trying, by condensing the combustion chambers and keeping a pressurized combustion chamber, we're trying to burn as much natural gas or oil in those chambers to prevent carbon dioxide from getting into the atmosphere.
like a turbine, a turbo. It'll pick up that speed.
For the most part, you can relate it
you
to that.
Sounds like a skill
recapture.
to me.
Yeah,
You
well-
recapture the heat.
You're reburning the exhaust, and then you're burning it again.
Well,
something
higher
again.
you're basically not doing that at all. What's happening is, because there is moisture in the combustion chamber itself, there's a pressure in the combustion chamber where condensation is actually looked at as a good thing, because that water vapor keeps the gas in the chamber to be burnt more efficiently. If we're using fans and we're using what's called negative flow gas valves, the gas valves are basically allowing as much gas as the fan motor in the unit is telling it to provide. So we can regulate our combustion process by having the fan either spool higher or spool lower, and thereby taking what gas we need to perform combustion and to provide the heat that the outdoor reset or computer is telling the machine to provide.
Nice, Scotty.
on the front end.
Instead of
Just,
our old
just
conventional
open it up and let it
technology-
flow. And
Exactly.
burn.
Our old conventional technology, what we've been using for most of the 20th century, was basically a very simple machine.
Like the teapot on your stove, Scotty.
Basically, that's
you had a
what-
kettle
Overheating.
and you had a
All the-
fire underneath
exactly.
it, and you
And wasting-
superheated it.
wasting
Exactly.
energy.
We're
That's
wasting huge amounts of copious energy. There's no need for this type of combustion. We've got to move away from that. And what we're doing today
And reduce
is
the amount of oil we're using from outside this country.
absolutely, because not only is this technology saving us energy, but this technology is saving what precious natural resources we have left. We have got to find a way to burn what we have, but burn it completely instead of wasting it into the atmosphere. We have greenhouse gases. We have a greenhouse problem on this Earth. We are melting the solar, the ice caps because of the combustion gas that we are releasing into the air. We are creating our own problem. We need to, of course,
when will this become mandatory? Because it sounds like it's going that way.
It's going in that direction. There is no set time frame when this type of fuel efficiency is going to be mandated, quote unquote. But as you see with the Energy Star program, the state of New York, the state of New Jersey, the state of Connecticut are all moving toward higher efficiency, and they're giving the type of rebates back by not only state, but you have to check in with your local utilities, because your local utilities, especially in North Jersey and in parts of Southern Jersey, are offering rebates. PSE&G, for example, last year had a Energy Star installed boiler program that gave you almost $800 in credit, and it depends on how efficient you are for how much you're going to receive in return. You get 86%, they give you one number. If you go 92 and above,
that's a trip to Disney for you folks. You could replace your furnace and go to Disney on the rebate. How would that be out there?
And Lee really would appreciate a phone call from everybody.
Right, and $1. $1 from everybody listening
with
today.
You on the
Sounds
rebate.
like Soupy sales.
He would like to go with you on the rebate.
That's right.
He travels light. He has a little bag with Speedos in it and Capizios, and he's off to the race.
I dance and I dine in those. It's very nice, guy.
It's amazing. You don't hear plumbers talk like you do, Scott. That's what's amazing about it.
Yep.
Everyone's looking to replace what is existing, and no one's looking to make changes or educate people or educate them to the point where we're actually saving oil.
Give them the option. Give them the information.
The most important thing people have to be aware of is what their options are. If you are basically pushing a customer, or anybody who's pushing a customer in a specific direction, what you have to do is make sure that they can get as much information as possible before they make a decision.
That's right.
If they don't have the information, if you don't give them a website to go on, if you don't give them a product to check out, they're basically going in blind. We can't fly blind anymore. Our natural resources are too precious to us at this specific time. The money that we're spending, that we're throwing up a chimney, is just incredible. People are spending $600, $700, $800 a month on modest homes to heat them because they're under-insulated. They're also under-radiated. They're also not kept well. They're low efficiency. We can do something about it by moving into high-efficiency systems.
It's time.
And again, they're not. Everyone believes that they are so much more money than a conventional system, and it's really not true. Not only should you check in with your oil burner companies, because they are also on the forefront of high efficiency with oil burning systems, you are not out of options. You have tons of options. You have multiple manufacturers with 92% efficient boilers being cranked out every day.
Scott, let me throw this question out to you. So say I'm the average homeowner, and I buy a house, and now my furnace is, from the 70s, let's say, 40 years old, 30, 40 years old. Still works fine, but it's like you say, it's a pig.
Would you drive a car 40 years old, Lee?
Listen, I'm just asking you.
I'm not talking about your classic.
I'm saying, so when is it time to upgrade? Like, when do you consider? Right now. And
the
reason
is 30% of your fuel bill per month can go back into your pocket.
Right.
And the reason is because our natural resources are drying up on us. And the reason is that we have an ozone problem where we're burning this planet to the ground. And if we do not do something about it now, nobody's going to be able to fix what we do now later.
I like that.
I'm going to debate a little bit, though, because
never mind that.
At the last Derby party that they had, they used that glacial ice to make those.
That was great.
I think a lot of that warming has to do with the glacial ice they're using for these Derby drinks.
Do you remember waiting in line at the gas stations for the odd days and even days?
Those were great.
In the 70s, 72? What was that?
I was on my bicycle then, I think.
Let's go back to the realization.
I had baseball cards in my tires.
When gas became at a point where it wasn't available, you didn't have the same amount of choices.
Oh.
If oil becomes a situation where we don't have the availability, and people have to cut back at that point, and they have not made any decision what to do.
No good.
It's also too late.
You know, years ago, PSE&G used to install 2 gas meters in people's houses. They used to install one for their pool, and they used to install one for their house. In case there was a gas shortage, they could always manually go and shut off the one to the pool. We've found a lot of natural gas in the commencing years, but our problem is we have a third world countries in South America that are now starting to demand gas. We have a China that is up and rising with a 15% growth rate, who is going to start consuming natural gas in
They need
rates
furnaces there.
in rates that
Yes.
we've never seen before. We don't even know how much gas and oil China will consume in the next 20 years. We are, from the outside looking in this country, we have to come to some point, some clairvoyance about our energy usage, and we have to change what we do.
What about
how
wood?
we
What
live.
about the wood-burning furnaces?
Wood-burning furnaces, there are a lot of pellet
Italian
furnaces.
ones, right?
No, there are a lot of pellet furnaces out
that's
there
what
that
they're
are
called,
supplementing heat.
Supplementing only.
The problem is that they need to be continuously modified, and they need to be continuously fed, and it's not a system for someone who is working and
not
it
a clean
leads a
system.
busy
And it's
life.
not clean, and it's not all that efficient compared to these new furnaces.
You're right.
You know, they do have some
Some are.
advantages.
Some are incredible.
And here's the thing, too. There are some pellet burning stoves that you can use in combination with gas or oil-fired burners that can actually supplement heat. In other words, by having 2 sets of
Systems.
heat, putting them together, you can actually heat with those wood pellets to get your temperature up to a certain point, and then have your gas or oil system come in
maintain it.
to
A
maintain
hybrid
a
system.
higher
Yes.
temperature.
Smart.
But there is a lot of work associated with those things. They are, I mean, even if you built an outdoor pit and put an exchanging coil in it, you could actually heat your home that way. But again, we're busy. We have children, we have jobs, we have work,
We're out all
we
day.
go on vacations. These are systems that we used hundreds of years ago. Our only real choice today is to use energy efficiently and to buy and purchase quality materials. And I'll tell you what, everyone is scared of these quality materials. They're scared of these high efficiencies. They believe that they're full and that they require a ton of maintenance. Well, yes, they do require a little maintenance, but you know what? Buy yourself an insurance program. Have your contractor sign you up to a relatively inexpensive 10-year or 15-year insurance policy where he covers your labor, he covers your parts, okay, for what's inside that burner, okay?
Well, you know what, Scott?
This way, you get the best of all worlds.
Let's talk about that in a minute. We're going to go out on a break here, and when we come back, we're going to talk about that warranty stuff for the furnace and so forth. I think that's very interesting. And while we're out there, get the phone 651-1110. Give Scotty a call with your plumbing questions.
And our special guest today, Scott from Premier Plumbing and Heating, and we're talking about all these different heating systems and specifically these high efficiency burners, and we'll get more into that shortly. Again, I'd like to say goodbye to everybody out there. My final show with
Earl,
these.
it's really sad.
Yeah, well, you know,
We had a
all
great
things must-
time.
Yes, we had a good run.
Many years of
I like
togetherness.
you. I like your friends that came to the air.
It was nice.
It was really good. So what are you going to be doing Earl these days?
Well, like I said earlier, I'm retaring, moving to Northern California.
And what are you going to do in retirement, Earl, out there?
Live off the land, hunt efficiently.
Hunt.
You know, I'm going to
Nice.
keep my energy costs down. I'm not going to punch no holes in the ozone like our forefathers did.
Nice.
Well, hey, they did industrialize and they did burn all that coal, and we're paying for it now. But our society has evolved. We've become smarter. Our children now in school are much smarter.
We're trying
Then-
to become smarter.
Well, we're
we
working
have
at
to
it.
become smarter.
We have to.
We have no choice.
So Earl, what are you hunting for up there? What's available in California?
Beaver.
Well, beaver and fox go with the territory.
Oh, very
but,
nice.
I'm going to specialize in Sasquatch.
Oh, nice.
I am going to be the first human being to bring back a live specimen. I'm going to set some.
That's that
dig some
big
more-
eggplant, right,
You know,
Sasquatch?
I hear in those parts of California that they they grow some materials for medical consumption.
Oh, that's.
Are you part of that group? And are
Experimental?
you looking
No,
to
not at all.
go into that as maybe like a side job, a nighttime
Agriculture?
thing?
No.
Agriculturally?
decom? You're going into
Not at
decom.
all. What I was thinking of doing is digging some holes,
Because I can make you a hydronic
Kimchi. You're
system.
gonna make some
Put-
kimchi.
put some leaves and branches over it,
Nice.
dress up in a female gorilla outfit, and attract some Sasquatch.
Nice. Wow.
Nice.
Listen, we're gonna have to move the camera from the
They
studio out
have,
to
all,
California.
they
We
have
need
all
a
sorts of
Sasquatch
industries
cam.
out there in California. I'll tell you.
Mike,
They-
we got a phone call.
We're going to the phones.
All right, we're
All
going
right,
to the
we're
phones.
going to the phones.
Hello out there. Can we help you?
Hi guys, it's Uncle Steve.
What's going on, man?
What
How
are
are we
you?
doing today?
Good, Steve. Where are you today?
Today we're in wonderful Garrison in Putnam Valley.
Yes,
Oh,
Garrison.
Nice.
Sounds like a high-end job. What are you doing?
Well, unfortunately, we're just doing a service call and replacing a garbage disposal. Nothing too special today.
Service call.
Just make sure you keep your hands out of the
Steve,
top part.
give out your phone number here while you're here, because service calls, you don't hear about too many guys doing that.
Service.
Oh, sure, we got to keep our clients happy. Remember, we always say yes.
That's right, Steve. I like
Yeah,
that.
is that service with a smile, Steve?
Service with a smile.
Listen, did you sell him some insurance or a warranty item on that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so this is
Smart
a COD.
move. Smart move. That was a good one.
One-shot deal.
Those garbage disposals.
You're a cash cow.
Steve, give us your company name and number again. Go ahead.
That's the renovation consultant at 845-831-7609.
Okay.
Service
Ding,
calls with a
ding.
smile
Thank
over
you.
here.
Thank you for calling in,
So,
Steve. We'll
that's
talk
good,
to you
Steve.
again
Listen,
next
wait a minute. You might have a question. You have any
Oh,
plumbing
a
questions
plumbing
for Scott?
question for Scott.
Have you gotten down and dirty with that disposal yet, Steve?
Oh, yeah, we've done it. We've done the deed.
That's it. See, he knows.
You've done the deed. Well, another happy customer goes by, and we hope you have a good afternoon. And keep
I hope the
plugging
next
away on those
recommendation-
disposals.
Did
next-
they put in a KitchenAid or an InSinkerator?
It was a KitchenAid.
All right, good job. That's it. Very nice. Very
High
nice.
line.
Yep,
Very good,
Steven's
Steve.
motto. Every
And
customer
Steve,
with a smile.
wait, and do you have an answer to the question, the magic question this week, as to where was the first sewer district in the United States created?
Wow.
That's a good
tough
one. That's a tough one, but if you know how to work the computer, people have had 40 minutes out there. See who's going to come up. We got a 4 gigabyte Sony micro drive we're giving away here.
Wow.
And
Too
to-
bad I'm not at my computer.
Right, and to
but,
call number one, we
I'm
got a
gonna
video
say,
camera.
In the United States,
Fancy.
you said?
In the
Yes.
US of A.
How about Boston?
Nope. We're coming close.
Too far
Coming
northeast.
close. A little,
Yeah.
little far, too far
Bring it
right
down.
northeast.
Bring it localized.
But
a
you
little.
can't guess again. One guess per call.
That's it. You're done.
Okay.
Thanks for
And,
playing.
and did say goodbye to Earl. He won't be with us any longer. He's going to be out hunting Sasquatch out in the California
I'm
mountain.
going to go with him.
He's doing some organic farming
And some organic
his
farming,
retirement.
right.
We're going to make him a nice hydronic system. It's for medical purposes only.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. All right,
Thanks, Steve.
Steve. Good hearing from you.
Take care, guys.
Bye bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Excellent. That was nice.
Let's get back on these real quick. Let's retrack a little and let's go back to these high efficiency burning systems.
Condensing
Yes.
condensing
Okay.
hot water.
combustion
Okay.
chambers.
Now, one thing that the public is not aware of, yes, you may pay a little bit more for them now, but the amount of money you save while using them and the fuels, the natural
recapture,
resources
right.
that we're recapturing and not use, they pay for themselves. X amount of
They
years.
certainly do. The technology being as new as it is to this country, we still are kind of breaking ourselves in to understanding the amount of service that they do need in order to keep running. The bottom line is that if you have a very good contractor, he's going to make sure that he puts you in his Rolodex system so that every 2 years he calls to remind the homeowner with a high-efficiency system that it needs to be cleaned. It's a relatively easy service. It takes about 2, maybe 2.5 hours. It gets paid, obviously, on time and material, but it is essential to keeping your unit
Functioning properly.
functioning
right?
properly.
That's right.
But the bottom line is, if you're going to save between 25 and 40% of your total gas bill or oil bill, because you've gone to high efficiency technology, you are not only hedging the upscale rate of inflation for gas, which continues to go up as we speak, you're also if you're running an oil system, this continues to rise. These prices continue to rise. We need to make investments in machinery that burn it more efficiently because it will always burn it more efficiently. If you're being sold something by a contractor and you're not being made aware that you can put 20, 30, 40% of your gas bill back into your pocket monthly, you are being
That's a very big thing. People don't realize
of your opportunity to improve. And we, as contractors,
it's bigger than you realize it, because you said before, Scotty, $800 a month for a common type.
Well, okay, so you got to look at what is the layout. So somebody whose furnace is working now, and they say to themselves, "Well, now I got to lay out what, 3,000? How much, Scotty?
No.
What do you think the average replacement on a replacement?
A good job in the tri-state area for a high-efficiency boiler is going to run anywhere from $7,500 to $10,000, depending on your
Full
area
replacement.
and your contractor. Okay, you can buy good insurance policies from certain contractors who are providing them for their customers, which is extremely important.
So what is that, Scott? Go ahead.
It's a comprehensive policy that is provided and underwritten by major insurance corporations. Mostly the boiler manufacturer and the distributors of the boilers are going to sponsor these programs. Your plumber has to be active in these programs. He has to be certified by the insurance companies. You have to make sure that there are other service contractors who will provide service if, in fact, your plumber gets hit by a bus. So all of these things are very important, but they're very essential.
Never do plumbing work under a bus.
They're very essential for homeowners. And we should never do plumbing under a bus. Sometimes we feel like we got hit by a bus.
Exactly.
But that's another show.
Yeah, and again, this is money intelligently spent, money that you really don't see. You don't see that.
Right,
when you
it's-
say that
it's
you
not an
save,
aesthetic
when you
investment
say,
in your
When you
house.
say that you save, 25 to 40% in your heating costs, your energy bill, whether it's natural gas or oil heat, no matter what, okay, it's 40%, 25%. You don't see it. It's not in your pocket, but it is in your checkbook.
Right. That's right.
Okay,
It's coming back.
It's
coming
money
back.
you don't see, but it is there.
Right.
It's coming back to you because it's not just like the credit card bill that you just keep forking out money for. It's not just like the energy bill that you continually fork out money for. It is something that you actually receive back in your pocket. And your energy provider is grateful for you doing that. The state of New York or the state of New Jersey is grateful that you're doing that. We are trying to build
And
homes.
all of us personally saving energy for all of us here.
We're
living together as one big community.
And let's go even bigger now. Let's go international. This is something that we're talking about here on the radio.
The Europeans are doing it.
Yes.
We have
okay.
no, listen, the
So
Europeans
they have to do it.
Right,
The
but let's put
Europeans-
on the international code book and let's make it mandatory for all new construction.
The problem
Right,
is
I agree with that.
The problem with being international is
All right. The micro drive is sitting up here for you at the station. We'll tell
Ring the
Frank.
bell. He's a winner. Jim,
All right,
you're a winner.
Jim, you're in.
I
magic
appreciate
bag.
it.
Come on up here.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Okay.
see you soon.
Take care.
That was
Wow,
a great
that was
call.
great.
That
huh,
Jim was
Scotty?
great.
That was So what are you going to do when you retire, Earl?
I'm going hunting.
What are you hunting?
Oh, that's great.
Bigfoot.
I thought I saw Bigfoot the other night.
The hardest part is going to be out in the woods with a shovel. Now, shovels are only like 6 feet long, correct?
Well, you got to
5, 6 feet?
If you're going to
Okay.
hit him on the head. We got another one. You started a rampage, Earl.
Okay, let's go. Because
Go
I
ahead,
think we're going
caller.
to about 210 today.
That's
it's
it.
a rumble.
Hello.
Hi, I have a home improvement question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys from Philadelphia, and
What's your name?
my name is Nick.
Hey, Nick.
And we're in Philadelphia, Nick, because I don't think we get that far.
By the penthouse. That was our first question, maybe.
Oh, he's online.
Yeah, no, online. I listen to you guys online.
You're the best.
Yeah, thank you. I'm actually a friend. My friend Teddy Smith recommended.
Theo, brother Theo.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
Grand Sensei Master Smith.
What do you think of the show?
This show is great. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah,
I
well,
actually had an
he
interesting
likes it.
question for
That's
you.
a good one. Well,
Go ahead.
well,
Let's try the question.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
let's.
It's kind of silly, but I was
I was thinking about putting a pool in my apartment here.
Nice.
Yes,
Scotty's just a man.
A first-floor apartment.
You have a first floor apartment.
The first thing you do is go to the ceiling and break open one of the pipes. Let the water start filling
Listen, you want to keep it at 100 degrees like Lee?
With or without a diving board?
Yes. Do you want it to be a hot tub or a pool?
Right. That's what
No,
Scotty
I
needs.
want a hot tub. I want a pool, not a hot tub.
He wants a pool, not a hot tub. for
Yeah,
God's
well, that's
sake.
the right way to go, you know?
So the real
Lee
question
just makes
is-
his pools a hot tub.
What's the square footage of the floor we're working on?
Yeah, how big of a pool? You want a
It's
Grecian?
about 225 square foot.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Okay,
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
And is it floor concrete?
It's it's a concrete because it's the first floor.
If not, we could send Teddy over there to chop it out for you with his
Well,
head.
You know, you could realistically do it if your building codes allow.
And the super doesn't mind.
Yeah,
Exactly.
First of all, the main thing that you have to do first is call up Earl Slick because he is retiring, and have him come down and take a look at it for you. 283-6763, and we can then come up with an appropriate plan for you. And if we need any sort of demo work or whatever, we bring Smitty in there, and he just starts doing the karate chops,
What's
removing
below
walls.
you? You got a laundry room below you?
No laundry room.
Nothing, just infrastructure.
Yeah,
correct?
nice and easy.
Just infantry. Yeah, just infantry.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but getting back to
Yeah, it's Smitty.
Lee, yeah, for the next few weeks, just call me.
Yeah, because
We'll come
Earl's
take
going
a
to be
look.
free. Because he's
even though
gonna
I'm
be going-
retired, we're still looking.
Right, we're still looking at business, so it's always nice. But yeah, that was
I
a
should
good.
get Teddy down there to start breaking things up. Then you
Yeah,
guys
the
will
first
come in?
thing to do is bring Smitty in there, give him a couple of hot dogs, and let him start busting things out. First thing he likes to always break open his garage doors. Ask him about that. I've seen him take apart a garage door with his
Garage
hands.
doors?
Yeah, he takes them out with his hands. He can put his fist right through them. He's one
All
of the,
right, I'll ask him about that.
That's
Thank
a
you.
good one.
All right,
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for your
All
call.
right,
Hit the
good.
bell,
Okay.
but no prize.
No prize. He's out of state.
No, yeah,
He's out of state.
got it. Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on. Scott, let's back to you.
Yeah, give Scott
because I
back
got to
some-
be honest with you, this is one of the best shows we've ever done.
It is. It's unbelievable.
I mean, this guy is right on
Educational.
his game.
Yeah.
He's right on his game,
Scott
and he's
knows
very
the business.
serious. And this is what it's all about. Let's stop punching holes in our ozone. Let's start repairing them.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got to start thinking seriously about the long term and our future, the future that we're leaving our children. We've made so many countless mistakes in this country. The Europeans have been using high efficiency technology for quite some time.
Okay, listen, Scotty, we're going to sign off here. Before we do, why don't you give out your information again about your company and phone number?
I'm Premier Plumbing and Heating. I'm located in Mahwah, New Jersey. I will give you a phone number. It's 1-845-357-8432. I'm available to speak to anybody concerning plumbing and heating problems at any point. Thank you.
Once again, affiliated with American Design and Build.
Yep.
This
and-
is our guy Scott on our team, and this is who we send you to talk about your heating needs.
Excellent. And yeah, I'd like to let everyone know that I work with Scott for the last 15 years too, doing architectural work and stuff in my own house. So we're going to sign off now from the ABCs of Home Improvement, giving Earl a fond and fair adieu.
Adieu.
It was great being on air with you, Earl. We look forward
Earl.
to you.
Sasquatch.
You Sasquatch.
I can't wait to hear
happy
from you.
hunting,
And,
Earl.
Happy hunting, Earl. And from
Those
the
hunting
ABCs of
stories
Home
at the lodge will be
Improvement,
great
We're
now.
on the way out, and we'll see you next time,
I'm gonna have to
folks.
mount one of them.
Doing it.
Yes.
We have, no,
okay.
listen, the
So
Europeans...
they have to do it.
Right,
The
but let's put it
Europeans-
on the International Code Book and let's make it mandatory for all new construction.
The problem
Right,
is
I agree with that.
The problem with being international is that governments don't see or conduct proper discussions among themselves about mandatory energy consumption depending upon whom, who, where, and what.
Right, entities.
We don't
Right.
put a cap on our neighbors. We can't go to Mexico and say, you guys got to stop burning oil. You guys got to stop burning gas. We're all basically
Doing it.
self-regulated,
That's
and our self-regulation is really killing us. We, as a peoples, have to understand that there will be no more natural gas when we burn it all. There will be no more fuel when we burn it all. If we do not come up with good economic programs within our houses, within our streets, within our homes in our states, we are going to be finished. And I don't care who's coming up or what great
right.
idea.
I'm with you. Moderation and everything.
If we do not control ourselves, Lee, like not keeping our pool open till December.
First snowfall. All right?
Okay, it's not a hot tub; it's a pool, dummy.
We
It's a
call it the
cement-
ice. We call it the
It's
icebreaker.
not a hot tub;
It's a
it's
big
a
cement
pool. You are so sick. We're gonna have to do something with that. See, I wanted to say to everybody,
I
out
recaptured
there,
the hot
listening-
air coming off there.
Everybody
I used
listening, everybody listening out there, this is called blatant gluttony by Lee. He's a slob, and it's
Thank you. I
unfair.
appreciate
and he
the
doesn't,
comments,
And he
Scott.
does. Do you think he invites Scott over for a cocktail and a
Yes,
swim?
he does.
No.
Always.
Oh my God!
But,
I'm
you know,
telling you,
I invite Scott over
I
later
just-
than
I-
earlier, and that's why
Scotty,
Scott
you're
can't
too
make
busy.
it.
That's your real problem.
he schleps me up here to this fakakta place, and then he doesn't invite me to the pool.
See? Well, you're invited to the pool after
listen,
the show.
listen, you
come
could see
swimming
the
after show.
steam. You could see the steam from this pool in October from town.
At night.
Okay.
Multicolors,
It's,
right?
it's just wrong in every facet.
He's got a cloud over his house.
See,
I like
he
to-
is the perfect
Listen,
improper
when I-
plumbing
Scott,
violator.
When I visited
He's a
London
violator of
and
gas.
I saw that fog at night in Covent Garden,
It's too
I
bad.
brought it home with me. I wanted a reminder of
It
it
is
through the winter.
too bad that the gas coming from his backside is not as plentiful as going into the pool.
That's incredible because that's
that
a
is.
lot of BTUs.
It is. It's at
tell you,
450,000
I'm telling you,
BTUs.
Thermal
he's a flamethrower.
Yes, he
Nice,
is.
that is.
Unbelievable.
I keep
And we
that
need to
pool at
put a-
96 to 100 degrees year round.
So sick.
Very nice.
Such a waste. I
Rich
can't
is shaking
believe.
his head in there. Rich wants to know why he wasn't invited. He says, "What's
Right.
going on?"
Such a shanda.
We need to.
in the waste.
Yeah, we have to have a catalytic converter welded over there. Okay. Getting
But
back
Earl,
to where we
I
Earl, we were-
digress.
yes, let's get back to that.
Yes. Getting back to where we were.
What color bathing suit did you wear last week, Earl? When we were
Never
swimming?
mind that. I think I lost the game. We played horse.
We played
okay,
horse,
in the
and then we
pool.
played bocce. We played
Okay.
pool bocce too,
All right.
with the
And he
long
beat me
range.
both times.
Somebody found Earl's Speedo at the bottom of the pool.
What speedo?
What are you talking about?
No.
Willis.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so let's go back to our heating here.
High intelligent.
Not
burning.
heating the pool,
Intelligent
though.
burning. Smart.
I have a
making
high
smart
efficiency.
choice.
You know that I have a high efficiency pool furnace out there, Scotty.
Sure you do.
You saw that one. That was nice. That is 97% efficient.
Lee
It
is
reheats.
always efficient.
That's
He's
right.
efficiently destroying the atmosphere.
That's right.
And he doesn't
Just
get
over my own house.
He
'cause-
saw,
yes.
and the ABCs of ABCs
And
is
the-
that he's burning a lot of fuel.
But I can see Saturn now. And,
Yes,
and you
he
know,
can.
You know
He's
what else
punching
I can
a
see?
hole
You know
in the
what else I
ozone.
can
Yeah,
see?
the ABCs
I can
of
see Uranus.
ozone. Yeah.
Listen,
You set it up.
And Pluto's not even a planet anymore.
it's
right,
just
but
a,
it
it's just a
wasn't bad.
cold. It's just like a cold rock.
Just a dog
It
that
is,
doesn't
it is.
talk
And there's
like
a new,
Goofy does.
Listen, since we're speaking about cold
I'm getting
rocks,
cold already after
Mike,
this conversation.
did you know that they're starting the groundbreaking for new Shea Stadium today?
Really?
Yep, it's the old Shea Stadium's gone, and it's going to be called City Park.
Are they going to warm the seats up
For
first of all?
$20 million or something, Citibank has bought the rights to Shea Stadium.
Hopefully, it's
They're
high
going to change the
efficient.
name of it.
That's
too.
Yeah,
City
what
Park,
we need to do is get down there
They're
and
using
design
high
a radiant
efficiency.
heating system.
A
Let's
Roman,
run underneath
a
it.
Roman system.
Yes. Yes.
You know, if the Mets are planning to be in a lot of Octobers, they should heat the place up nicely.
Yes, that's right.
I mean, who wants to sit
Radiant
out there
seats.
in a jacket?
Yeah.
Hello
Radiant
out there.
seats.
We have another call
Oh.
coming in.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, this is Jim Sweeney over at Nicole Reproductions.
Hey, Jim, how are you, man? Good to hear from you.
How you guys doing over there?
Good.
Oh, we're bantering.
Yes.
Which one of you guys are keeping your pool on all year round?
that would be Lee.
Of course, that's Lee.
Bad figure.
Lee.
Thanks, Jim. I'm glad you appreciate.
You know, you
that.
can
That's
absolutely
pretty good.
listen. You can.
What's
You
the
can.
best? By the way, what's the best way to heat it? Is it gas, electric?
Well, you know, the best way to heat a pool would be by the sun. But you see, the problem is that after August, you know, the sun kind of goes down in its trajectory, and it's really not that powerful. So Lee has decided that he's going to use all the gas in Suffern, New York. So when you see this big cloud,
Right, when you turn on your stove
over
in
a
the
nice,
morning and you
over a
can't
nice
boil your
ranch house, you know that Lee is about to bathe.
That's right.
He thinks the
That's it.
damn thing's a hot tub.
That's it. So, and usually by 10 o'clock, I turn it back down to 96.
He's
then you can,
so
Then you can
sick.
cook on your stoves again.
Nice and cool, right?
I'm telling you, he's got a fire going inside his studio, and he's got the pool burning outside.
Hey,
I'll tell
Jim,
you,
Jim,
it's
listen.
unbelievable.
Scotty, let's give Jim a chance. Jim, what do you do out there? Why don't you throw out a little bit about your company and give a phone number out for the folks
We've
out there?
been in Rockland County for 20 years. We copy blueprints. We do a lot of printing, spec work. We also work from AutoCAD and printing for architects, contractors, engineers, surveyors.
Excellent.
I guess
Excellent.
you know Himley, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to Nicole's all the time for all my reproduction needs.
I appreciate that,
and,
Lee.
and why don't you give a phone number out just for the folks that are listening? If any of you folks need plans or copies, any of you contractors listening, give Jim a call. Here's his number.
And you get a free blueprint if you call now at 845-735-7714.
Lee, I'd call him right
Excellent.
now.
Absolute deal.
That's beautiful.
Such a deal.
That's it. Scotty's our plumbing guest today that you hear in the background. He's our guest sponsor for the day from Premier Plumbing and Heating. And
He's a certified,
he's-
registered plumber.
Right. Yeah, do you have a question for Scott about plumbing?
Well, I guess my main question was truly is gas the best way to heat a pool? Because I have one too, and I do use gas, but
Gas is definitely the preferred way to heat pools, either by propane or natural gas. But the truth of the matter is a good solar cover during the summer months will reduce the amount of gas that you need to heat your pool to the temperature that you desire. And so the smart money is in investing on a good solar cover for the pool and attracting the sun's rays to do the work that your gas burner doesn't need to do.
And Scott, if I'm not wrong here, but if you can afford to heat your pool to December,
You really care about
Because you're
something.
crazy.
Do you
then
even
maybe
bother with the solar
you can
cover?
afford
You
to,
don't
to
bother
purchase
with
the solar cover.
I don't bother with the solar cover.
The reason,
By the time you take it off, you're freezing cold. And then you got to roll it out when you come out. Forget about it.
and the reason why he doesn't bother is because his pool's always 100 degrees. It just melts the solar cover to like it looks like a tissue.
It's jellyfish. He's got jellyfish floating around in there. Ow.
All right,
Jim?
so all these guys want to go swimming, Jim. That's the real story. And
I'm on
you
my
know,
way
see
over.
that?
Okay.
That's it.
We'll be there in a little while, Jim.
Thanks for the call, Jim.
Thanks, guys. Take
Appreciate
care.
it,
All right,
Jim.
thanks.
Wait, doesn't he get something? Can we give this guy
Oh
something?
yeah, we
from
got to
the-
give him.
Give him a camera or something.
He's got to come up to the station. Though. All right, we'll leave the camera.
Jim,
at the
you still
station
there?
for Jim.
Yes, I am.
All right, listen, come on up here.
I heard
We're
something
going to give
free
you
and I held
something.
on.
We got a gigabyte. Jim, I got
No,
a
that's
question
the
for you.
Oh yeah, guess
All right.
question.
We got tons of Hazarai for you.
Right.
Good.
The question is,
The reason
Where-
why my megahertz is because my gigabytes.
Nice.
well, Jim, if you make your way up to Florida here to WTBQ 1110, there'll be a Sony camera sitting here. That's
No,
for
give me
Frank.
the other thing.
I'll give him the micro drive.
Yeah, give him the
But that's for the
microdrive.
answer for the question
But
for the. All right, we're gonna get
That was that whole joke. The whole joke was to give away that thing. Come on, Jim, work with me here.
All right, the micro drive is sitting up here for you at the station. We'll tell
Ring the
Frank.
bell. He's a winner. Jim,
All
you're
right,
a winner.
Jim, you're in.
I
Magic
appreciate it.
bag.
Come on up here.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Take care.
Take care.